Senator Moylan. Good morning.
Morning, Chris.
Hey,
Jason.
morning. Well, interesting morning, huh?
Very much. Yes, a lot of stories out. I got to catch up on Facebook. It seems I could have missed a few things coming from Adam.
We might need to go an extra hour.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Senator. So we'll just start there, right? So I mean, you guys are the legislature, and it's no secret that you've been in constant communication as a body, and even as an individual and as individual senators, constant communication with that loop, writing letters saying, "Hey, pay the Rise Act. Hey, this is our spending plan." And to me, for the governor to just, sidestep you guys and come out with a little Facebook Live so she can boost her social media numbers and make this huge announcement without the opportunity for the media to even ask a single question, I think it's just fishy. But is that how you guys found out? Did Adelup call and say, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna pay the Rise Act, but we're gonna call it the All Rise Act"?
No, the All Rise.
All right.
Yeah. I think we were in session. Yeah, we were in session at that time, and then we received the executive order, and I was reading it during session yesterday. That's when we found out, and then the news announcement came out. The public announcement came out later. So, but yes, I've been in discussion with the governor regarding the Rise Act, and I did put that forth also. I even submitted a bill to increase the Rise Act as well, since it's been delayed this long. And initially, the Rise Act was going to be, in the 35th Guam legislature, that was going to be $400. And we amended it. Senator Chalahi and myself amended it, and we received the votes to make it $800. And then, this delay. And so on the 36th, I amended it again, because in reality, the Rise Act will sunshine in December. So we needed to extend it, and then we figured let's increase it to $1,000 as well. So did meet with the governor about this, and after several letters, and recommended just do an executive order as well. If you're not comfortable with it, put all the other things that you want into it via executive order. You can bypass this whole process at the Congress building, public hearing, and getting all of us, or majority of us, to agree to do it, to increase it as well, which I was trying to do once again. But she did it. The governor did it, and I'm happy. I'm happy that got done. But I was also looking for an actual date. So on the executive order, it directs Department of Revenue and Taxation to be in charge and to pay it out when funds are identified. So what does that mean? I understand that we have these funds here now, and according to the law, it's either through the general fund or federal fund. Priority goes to the federal fund. We have close to $600 million here now. What more do we need to identify?
Wait, are you at the blacksmith right now or something? What's going
on? I'm at my office, right next door in the parking lot next to the library. They're constructing a building.
Okay.
I believe it's Community First.
All right.
So they're putting in the pylons. Sorry about that.
No. It's cool.
Senator, I'm glad you mentioned that, because you're right, though. In the press release where it said, DRT has 30 days, and then that whole line about identifying the required funds. So just again, so we're all clear, the Rise Act, not the All Rise Act, said that federal funds, right, were supposed to be used first before we tap into local funds. 30 million?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
yes.
That's what I thought it said. But do you
yes.
have any idea? Do you know how many? Have any idea how much more we're looking at when you factor
it's
in
basic. You would think
eligible government of Guam employees and retirees?
You would think if the governor would come out. I don't know. To me, it's common sense. If the governor's going to come out and say, "I'm going to do this thing called the All Rise Act. I'm going to pay it to government employees who are eligible, retirees who are eligible. it's going to cost this much money. And there are this many of those government employees who qualify. There are this many. It's just basic. Like you would just come out and tell us the freaking facts, the basics. Right? Am I stupid or wouldn't you do that?
Well, I mean, it's been 5 months, so you would think you'd already kind of have that.
You would have that number and be like, okay.
It's been in the back of your mind.
Maybe you're going to be like, I know you guys are hating on GovGuam employees, but it's only going to cost, another 11 million or something. You know what I mean? Just basics. Like, don't insult our intelligence. Give it to us. Give it to us raw. Just give us the info. That's it.
Right.
Forget the fluff.
Yeah. Right. And the governor, through the executive order, if that 30 million was to run out, she can always add to it if she so wanted to as well. So there's a possibility.
Right.
There's a possibility that it may go over 30. But that's it. Still, that threshold is there for those to qualify, even if you are a government worker or a retiree or federal employee too. So she has the authority as she continues to remind the legislature, you can't tell me what to do with the federal funds, but at least we can give our opinion and try to do that. And by the way, the Bill 11, we have that in third reading file, so it will be voted on, and we're coming back in session Friday with all the bills to look it over, and then we'll start our vote. And the override on the veto of Bill 11, which gives just the legislature is saying when you're going to sign that executive order again, Governor, you need to come before us to explain what is going on.
So this is the extend the public health emergency bill.
Right. And the Bill 11 was saying come before the legislature to explain, or and if it's if we agree, then we agree. If we don't, then we'll say no. And the governor can once again sign the executive order to redeclare the emergency once again. But as yourself and just like us too at the legislature, we're constantly asking questions, constantly sending letters, and having to answer to the public with answers we don't necessarily have, and we're learning it as we come along too.
Learning it on Facebook. No, but speaking of public health emergencies, the current declaration expires on Memorial Day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I guess we should be seeing another, maybe another executive order. We don't know. We don't know if she's going to extend it or, but maybe we'll find out on Facebook. So
you may override Bill 11. What do you think, though? Do you guys have the votes?
It's pretty quiet about it, but I'm definitely in favor of it. And I don't see it. The governor's concern was, you're going to tie my hands. You're going to delay our process. I don't really think so. If you're every 30 when you come back up to renew it, that you're coming before us, you already know your answers. You already know why you're doing this. Just explain it. Be forefront with us. We want to know the numbers. We want to see where the money is going, especially because the legislature is still in control of the general fund. And we had to redirect monies elsewhere, or where else we can prioritize different things as well. That's the questions we want answered. So I don't see it as any delay or trying to take the governor's authority away. We just want it as an explanation time for the people of Guam and the people's house. So, and it most likely, especially depending upon the numbers and the health and the hospital stays as well, most likely the legislature would approve it. And then the governor has even a sense that the legislature is behind me. And if the people don't like it, you can blame the legislature also if you renew that executive order. And then the people can see who voted yes, let's go for another 30 days, or who voted no, let's reopen Guam and let's move forward. I think it will be very transparent for the people to see that, because we need to raise our voice this way through the representation of our senators here. So I'm definitely voting yes on the override, and I hope we need 10. That's what we really need, and then we can get that done.
All right. Are you having any more meetings with the governor about anything?
Well, yes. I did do several initiatives. Let's Quit Guam Moving initiatives, and there's things in the news that these bills would have helped. Again, I asked the governor if you can take a look at this. I did meet with the governor, and
Wait,
her
hold on,
policy
hold
advisor.
on, because I feel like you're kind of playing both sides here, because you're meeting with the governor, but then you introduced a bill saying that senators shouldn't meet with the governor unless it's open.
Individually.
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 So
I met with
individually is
the governor
okay.
individually.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. So the bill that we introduced focuses on when you call the body, when you call the entire body in to your office, right? You're asking all the legislatures, come on down. You're calling us in a formal meeting, and especially for this discussion on the federal funds. In that case, right? Invite the public as well. These individual meetings when we're sitting down just having a chat, trying to work out some details, then that's okay. But you're specifically going into a group. You call the entire legislature over to the ADA loop, just as if we called the governor into the legislature. That would be a public meeting. Now you're calling us to your office, and it wasn't her beach. It was her office, right? Government facility that could have been open to the public. We did not make any decisions. We just kind of sat around there and said, yay, I'm glad you like our plans. And she's saying, yes, I do. And I'll implement what I want. It kind of goes with what I
Senator, don't
want.
even say you guys said yay, because I was right outside the door. You guys were clapping for the governor. You guys,
Well, we
all I
did
heard
all
was like,
rise.
whoa, yeah, Gov, we love you.
We did all rise, just like Bree experienced
Yeah,
there.
they did.
Yes,
Right
we
on.
did. But,
I can't wait
but
to
if
see the
I-
video on now when everybody's clapping, because
Yeah.
you know it's coming.
They're going to put slow motion of you, like, clapping, smiling at the governor. All right.
But really, my initiatives have not had a public hearing, and this is over a month and a half, and it should have. I should be on the calendar. But so how do I expedite this? Because these initiatives are talking about helping small businesses with their employees, using some of the American Rescue Plan money for that purpose, $30 million. You open your door again here. Government through the American Rescue Plan will pay for your employee annual salary for that first year. We also have a business startup as well for those wanting to start up new businesses too, which a few have already opened, some restaurants as well. But a grant through the American Rescue Plan for a new business to start up between $5,000 and $25,000 at startup. We also talked about energy assistance. And we're all talking about the possibility of the electrical bill going up $50 some dollars per month. And now there's conversation with the commission or with our CFO over there at GPA, with the governor to utilize some of the American Rescue Plan money to subsidize the authority there, so we don't have to increase the rates like that. But this bill, the Guam Energy Assistance Program, would do that as well, right? We're giving them money to assist them paying their utilities. We also have assistance program for their rentals too, because we know that it's going to come. That day is going to come, and they have to pay their rent or it's over.
Yeah, and you guys got
depending on their landlord.
the one we are talking about is the $500 credit card one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The parity plethora. So the program would provide every eligible resident $500 in a debit card to be spent just on Guam, right? And you prioritize what your spending needs as well. Could be gas, could be new clothes for your kids going to school.
Right.
So it was an idea that came from Hawaii, and they just wanted to use it in the restaurants. And I think Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association made that pitch to the governor as well. So our bill kind of just opened it up to everywhere, just not the restaurants. And you can use it for the restaurants if you so wish to, but let the families prioritize what's most important.
Senator,
likewise, we made that pitch.
really just up against time, but just wanted to get your comment here. Public safety, retention. I know that you're part of a presentation, I believe. Just your thoughts really on, we've had customs on, we've had GPD on, and both of them talk about losing officers to higher paying, not just higher paying federal jobs, but even higher paying jobs within the government of Guam.
Exactly. So this started back in the 35th Guam legislature when folks were going around in the machetes and banging on people's cars. And so we were thinking of different measures that we could do, but only to identify that our real problem is the amount of officers that we have. Peace officers. Peace officers, one that goes through many departments in the government agencies. There's over 1,200 of these positions now there, but there are the numbers where they should be, they're far below what's necessary. Talking specifically on the police officers, we identified 3 things. First, trying to get this recruiting list from DOA was way too long and too difficult. And by the time you get the list, people already found out their jobs, right? So it's too difficult. So we expanded that list. We expedited the process. That went into law, and we call it the SAMS Act, Swift Appointment Modernization Act. The next problem we identified for our peace officers was then when you get them recruited and they pass, well, first off, you bring them in, right? They got the list, but you got to take these tests. They can't pass the test. The percentage is, I believe it's 50% roughly. They can't pass the test. So you waited all this time and you got a list of names and you need them to take the test, they fail. So the problem was identified, and last year and again before the pandemic, we worked it out with GDOE and also GCC to come up with a track system. So I want to be a police officer, I want to be a customs officer, I want to be a port authority, or something in the peace officer section. Then you go on this track and you're studying, you know what to do, you can get your physical fitness, you know your math and your English. So when you graduate from high school, you can get a job and you can pass that post test. You'll be ready physically and also mentally with your English proficiency and math skills too. So that was the second problem and Mary Akata, by the way, is opening up that program this summer in conjunction with GDOE. So it's a pilot program, and she talked about it during her budget hearing just a couple of weeks ago in front of the senators. So we were happy to hear that. So that 2 things we saw. And the final thing is what we're now working on with the help of Dr. Fee, who was hired by Adaloop and working out of the Guam Police Department, and is also a member of the Post Commission, to identify why are people leaving. And it comes down to pay, right? And there's other things too, but you mentioned also, a starting police officer is $11.87, right? After months of training, wearing a gun, getting out there on the beat. But you can be working for Guam Port Authority as a security guard.
Yeah. Time out. Why are the Port Authority police getting paid so much when they don't even have any drugs coming in there ever?
Well, their
like
money
ever.
The money at the Port Authority, just like the airport, has to stay within their agencies. So they continuously are able to raise their salaries, right? And a security guard, just a security guard, not post-qualified really, is $14.15. And then if you become a peace officer within the Port Authority, it's $18. That's a $7 difference from starting pay at the Port Authority and GPD. And GPD is just like Department of Corrections as well. And Department of Youth Affairs is a few cents less also. So there's discrepancies. And that's what we're trying to work on now. We introduced the bill, we had a public hearing, and we can get this done without doing a $500,000 study that we're not really fixing the problem, right? We did so many $500,000 studies, but we still, till this day, we have these discrepancies for equal level peace officers. And that should not be. And I think when we finally solve this one, then we'll have the retention problem taken care of. And if folks want to transfer, they're not going to lose money. They'll be able to maintain their salaries, similar to a structure that you see in the military. And the Post Commission will be responsible for this. And they already have a draft plan. What they're asking for us at the public hearing is we need additional assistance to really finalize this as well. And GCC in their budget proposal has a position that they're available for $75,000. And we're also asking, I'm asking the Lieutenant Governor's assistance too, to also dedicate an additional $75,000 so the Post Commission can have a full-time support so they can process this, because the Post is compiled of all these different agencies,
yeah,
right? But they also have their regular jobs to continue to do. So I can understand the help is necessary. So if we can get the budget proposed, I think we can move this bill forward and then resolve their retention problem
Right
by
on.
having these pays done. So,
Amen. Okay, Senator. We gotta go. But thank you so
all right,
much.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yep. Push that credit
Okay.
card thing, man.
Will do. All right.
I gotta take these guys to
See
lunch.
you later.
Okay, see ya. Hi.